Good afternoon from Highbury Islington station. Today I'm doing the London Overground from here to Crystal Palace. I imagine that this platform is specifically for trains to Crystal Palace, with the other platform for trains to West Croydon. Stations for stations beyond Surrey
The next
Quays.
train to arrive at platform 1 is the 15:55 London Overground service to Crystal Palace, Highbury, Dalston Junction, Shoreditch High Street, Whitehall,
Customers travelling to stations beyond Surrey Quays take the first train and change there. Well, specifically because tomorrow and on Sunday there'll be no trains between New Cross Gate and Crystal Palace or West Croydon due to planned engineering works, of course. Should a wheelchair user have to sit in this area, I'll move. I'm just going to keep opening the doors until the train passes. It's going to be the left-hand side at most stations. There is a Class 378 bound for Clapham Junction. Hopefully I'll go to Clapham Junction tomorrow, but the train will be via Dalston Junction rather than via Willesden Junction like I did the other day. Sorry for not doing Gospel Barking. College was why. Trains calling at all stations to Crystal Palace. Customers for stations beyond Surrey Quays take the first train and change there. If you are travelling to West Croydon, change at Sydenham. Travelling to Clapham Junction or New Cross, change at Surrey Quays. Just a total of 16 trains per hour on the East London line between Dalston Junction and Surrey Quays, with only 8 of them extending to Canterbury and Highbury and Islington. No need to worry, the doors are not closing yet. Still have 2 minutes. And the next departures from this platform are definitely for Crystal Palace. When I do West Croydon later on, it's going to be dark. So the only tunnels are between Canterbury and Dalston Junction, and also between Shoreditch High Street and Surrey Quays. I think at West Croydon, London Overground trains, both London Overground and Southern trains terminate there. Southern trains from London Victoria via Gypsy Hill and Clapham Junction. On the East London line, there's a frequency of 4 trains per hour from Highbury. Frequency of 4 trains per hour to New Cross from Dalston Junction, 4 trains per hour to Clapham Junction from Dalston Junction, 4 trains per hour to Crystal Palace from Highbury and Islington, and 4 trains per hour to West Croydon from Highbury and Islington. 4 trains per hour means 1 train every 15 minutes, and 16 trains per hour it basically means a total of about one train every 3 to 4 minutes or so. Yep, the doors are closing and we are ready to depart for the journey to Crystal Palace. Okay, this train's just arrived from West Croydon. And there's the curve from the East Coast Main Line. What I'm planning over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Highbury Islington.
The next station is Highbury. Change here for London Overground services to Richmond and Stratford.
Two trains per hour means one train every half an hour. 3 trains per hour means one train every 20 minutes. And there's a step-free access between the train and the street. Dalston Junction is our next stop. I have the next week to do all 4 journeys. I don't have anything to do on Wednesdays or Fridays, let alone the weekend. There's Dalston Kingsland. Hello, Dalston Kingsland. Goodbye, Dalston Kingsland. That was a Clapham Junction train. Someone wants me to do Battersea Power Station to Mill Hill East via Charing Cross, but trouble is the trains between Mill Hill East and trains extending beyond Mill Hill East to Finchley Central are very rare. A couple of trains per day to Morden via Bank or Kennington via Charing Cross. Also, from January to May 2022, there'll be no Northern Line trains between Moorgate and Kennington. These trains from Morden will have to go via Charing Cross. There must be a Clapham Junction train or a New Cross one.
You must have a valid ticket or ID card to use this train. If you do not, you may
I imagine somebody must be blocking the doors. I think she said the London Overground service to New Cross. I don't think it says anything yet. Over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I plan on doing Gospel Oak to Barking, Dalston Junction to Clapham Junction and Dalston Junction to New Cross. Then during the week it'll be Liverpool Street to Chingford, Liverpool Street to Enfield Town and Liverpool Street to Cheshunt via Seven Sisters, as well as then another day I'll do Romford to Upminster and Liverpool Street to Shenfield. And also Paddington to Hayes and Harlington, Paddington to Reading and Paddington to Heathrow Airport.
The next station is Haggerston.
And then by the end of the month, London Trams, as well as the District Line Olympia Branch. And if I do have enough money by then, maybe I could fly to Glasgow to see whether it's quicker to take the train or the plane to Glasgow. There's no minor gap in out from here because, yeah, you can see it.
This is the London Overground service to Crystal Palace. The next station is Hoxton.
I already did Battersea Power Station, so I'm not sure why I'd have to do it again. Maybe I'll do Heathrow Terminal 4 when it reopens. By the time I do the TfL Rail to Heathrow Airport, it is very unlikely that Terminal 4 will be open. I also enjoy doing the Central Line. But during the pandemic, the timetables changed. Which means you now have to change at Haynall if you want to travel to Woodford from, let's say, Newbury Park. Like when I did Ealing Broadway to Haynall via Newbury Park back in June.
The next station is Hoxton.
When I originally did Woodford via Haynall back in August 2019, it was one direct train rather than changing trains at Haynall. If I do go to Glasgow, then I'll fly from London Heathrow to Glasgow, then I'll take the West Coast train back to London Euston.
London Overground service to Crystal Palace. The next station is Shoreditch High Street.
Customers are reminded to take care of their bags and possessions to prevent crime whilst travelling. If I don't do West Croydon today, then I'll do it next week, possibly on Monday, before I go to college. Class 378s from Stratford to Richmond and Clapham Junction, and also Highbury Islington and Dalston Junction to Clapham Junction. You cross Crystal Palace and West Croydon via Surrey Quays. And Class 710s from Romford to Upminster, Liverpool Street to Enfield, Chesham and Chingford, Enfield Town, Chesham, Chingford. One train every 2-3 minutes or so. That train in platform 3 at Dalston Junction is actually going to Clapham Junction, not New Cross, as I thought. Class 710 is also from Euston to Watford Junction and Gospel to Barking. TfL Rail used to operate Class 315s between Liverpool Street and Shenfield, now it's Class 345s. Class 360 also used to operate to Heathrow Airport, but the Class 345 now goes to Heathrow Airport and Reading, following the electrification. Crossing the Great Eastern Main Line and West Anglia Main Line, there is a Greater Anglia Class 321 approaching Liverpool Street from Stratford, I guess. Might as well be Ipswich, but we're not too sure exactly. Now we're in the tunnel until Surrey Quays. Being refurbished for Crossrail services. One day eventually reopen, but we're not sure because COVID must have delayed the whole Crossrail thing. first or last carriage. At some stations, these doors may not open the last carriage. Might as well be the first. Yeah, I did the DLR last map.
Please ensure you're travelling in the correct part of the train.
Nothing is 136 short. We're now under the Thames. Must be going through one of the oldest tunnels on the underground from when the East London line originally opened as the London Underground Line back in 1920. Another short platform.
You can only alight from the front. All coaches at this station have a short platform. Please ensure you're travelling in the correct part of the train. This is the London Overground
think Hoxton and Shoreditch High Street are the only stations on this line that are in Zone 1. Highbury and Islington to Hoxton and...
The next station is Canada Water. Change here for London Underground Highbury Line. Would customers please note that due to a short platform, the rear doors of the last coach will not open. Would customers please note that you can only alight from the front 4 coaches, as this station has a short platform. Please ensure you're travelling in the correct part of the train.
Yeah, Highbury and Islington to Hoxton and Whitechapel to Clapham Junction, New Cross and Brockley are in Zone 2. The other zones are there. It's Canada Water. I imagine that the video must be directly beneath us.
Sorry.
There used to be 4 Gatwick Express trains per hour between London Victoria and Gatwick Airport prior to March 2020. Between London Victoria and Gatwick Airport, with 2 of them extending to Brighton and non-stop. Now there's 2 Southern trains per hour.
Next station is Surrey. Change here for London Overground New Cross and Clapham Junction. Please keep your luggage with you at all times and report anything suspicious to a member of staff.
It is 2 trains per hour between London Victoria and Brighton, operated by Southern. Both trains call at East Croydon, Gatwick Airport, Haywards Heath and Brighton. Sorry.
Crystal Palace. The next station is New Cross Gate. You must have a valid ticket or Oyster card to use this train. If you do not, you may have to pay a penalty fare. Thank you.
Soon we'll be overtaken by Thameslink trains and the occasional Southern trains. As Southern operates 1 train per hour between London Bridge and Uckfield, operated by a Class 171. Class 377s operate on most Southern routes with the exceptions of Orr to Ashford International and Hurst Green to Uckfield, because those lines are not electrified. It's getting dark soon. We'll have to get back to Highbury and Islington. Could possibly be before dark. I think on the other side of the train there's a depot. Up there is the Southeastern Main Line. There go the lines to New Cross and to our right, Clapham Junction, or maybe the depot.
Alight here for Goldsmiths, University of London. Please keep your luggage with you at all times and report anything suspicious to a member of staff.
There's a Southern class 455 en route to London Bridge.
The London Overground service to Crystal Palace. The next station is Brockley. You must have a lounge ticket or Oyster card to use this train. If you do not, you may have to pay an extra fare. Thank you.
I assume that, yep, next stop is Brockley. Next train at platform 2 is going to be a Southern service for East Croydon in 20 minutes. 25 minutes. We're going to stay here for a while. The Class 700 of Thameslink en route from Horsham to Peterborough. Announcement went off a bit too late. I recommend arriving at Heathrow at least 1 hour before your flight departs, or maybe an hour and a half. So now we're leaving. Thameslink Class 700 en route from Bedford to Gatwick Airport via Redhill. Hello, Thameslink train covered in graffiti, which I saw just now. Goodbye, 700114. Southern signs at the station, but when London Overground started serving the station, there's no longer any Southern signs. There is a southeastern service from Dartford to London Victoria. It's a class 465. And you'll have to use the full length of the platform at any station. Basically, at some stations in the UK, like Watford Junction, there are boarding zones. Like for Avanti West Coast services, Watford Junction on platform 6. 2 zones are for those travelling in economy, and 1 zone is for those travelling in business. Yes, Southern also operates services to London Bridge. I think that was going from Brighton or Horsham to London Bridge. Could also be from Reigate or Tudbridge. Or maybe East Grinstead. Could also be from Orr, Littlehampton, Eastbourne, Bognor Regis, Southampton Central or Portsmouth Harbour. En route from Brighton or Gatwick Airport to Bedford.
This is Honor Oak Park. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. This is the London Overground service between Crystal Palace. The next station is Forest Hill.
Saturday might be Clapham Junction in New Cross, Sunday Gospel to Barking, Monday, if I can, West Croydon. Another Southern Class 377 en route to London Bridge. Yes, recently a brand new train operator called Lumo is operating trains between London, King's Cross and Edinburgh. Yeah, I've said that before.
The next station is Forest Hill. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
I'll give Limo a try to see whether it's still better to take the plane to Edinburgh or the train. One way with British Airways from Heathrow or City to Edinburgh, then one way with Lumo back to London King's Cross. That must have been a 10-car train to Caterham and or Tottenham Corner, not sure.
This is the London
as early as I can on Monday morning just to do West Croydon before going to college. Like I did this week on Monday with going to Heathrow Airport to watch them two planes take off to New York City to celebrate the fact that US has reopened only to fully vaccinated UK citizens. Now to London Overground Class 378 bound for Highbury and Islington from West Croydon. Could also be from Crystal Palace, but it's random. That was another Southern Class 377 en route to London Bridge.
The next station is Sydenham. Change here for National Rail services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
You forgot to mention change here for London Overground services to West Croydon, as well as National Rail services. Not gonna lie, it actually is getting dark, so I'm just gonna go home after this. And come back here on Monday morning, first thing Monday morning.
Service to Crystal Palace, Croydon, Crystal Palace. The National Rail services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
And London Overground services to West Croydon. This is our penultimate stop, Sydenham. Next stop is our final, Crystal Palace. Then I'll eventually come back to West Croydon. Then I'll eventually come back here on my way to West Croydon. I suppose that train was from West Croydon. I tell you, some of the seats are broken. Another Thameslink Class 700, I think that one is en route from Cambridge. En route from Brighton to Cambridge. We also went above the Chatham main line.
Our final stop, change here for National Rail services. Alight here for the National Sports Centre. Please ensure that you take all your personal belongings with you when leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Thank you for travelling with London Overground.
And I will see you tomorrow. London Overground services. It will be to Clapham Junction it will be to either Clapham Junction or New Cross, I think. Tomorrow could be New Cross, Sunday Clapham Junction, as well as Gospel Oaks Barking. actually a shed. And actually, I can do West Croydon tomorrow.
Customer information. We are doing our bit to keep you safe as a conscious program cleaning substance on our station entry. Please do your bit by washing your hands regularly and using our hand sanitizers before and after traveling. Thank you.
Tomorrow I can do West Croydon, Highbury Islington to West Croydon and Gospel to Barking. And on Sunday I can do Highbury Islington and Dalston Junction to Clapham Junction and New Cross. This is one of the oldest tunnels on the TfL network. This is at Wapping Station. Just waiting for the train back home. Here it comes. They are suitable for the Class 378. This train is from West Croydon. Hope you enjoyed this full journey, and I will see you tomorrow. Everybody stay safe.